All right, take two because my mom was busy asking about Nipsey Hussle, as if I really cared. But yeah, let's continue on. So the past couple of days, I've just been watching cute animal rescue videos from the dodo because it's easier to watch and everything else, and just it's cozy. But I saw a video today that's just in such bad faith that I need to discuss it. Expat explains what Americans abroad think about the U.S. and paying taxes. Ugh. So she talks about the insurrection at the Capitol, and 91%, expats want to stay, in their other countries because they have better health care, yada yada yada. We've heard all this. The thing is, it's not health care; it's the insurance and how much people have to pay. Once again, this is one of the misnomers that goes on, where it's like people want better health care. It's like, well, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and be some American nationalist here, but the thing is, or be, xenophobic about it. But it's like, look, the U.S. has a fairly robust healthcare system. You just don't like the way it's being paid for. You don't like the fact that people have to pay out of the nose. I get that. So why don't you talk about the fact that it's a payment, much like the same way as tuition of college, right? Anywho, move on from that. The thing is, I don't have anything directly against traveling. I don't. But the thing is, though, is that I'm going to speak from my Americentric point of view, is that most Americans do not have the money to travel. We don't. Things are expensive as a motherfucker right now. We don't have the money to go, hell, to even leave, barely leave the state maybe, Why, why do people push themselves where it's like, yeah, come to Costa Rica or come to Portugal? Ugh. So like I say, most people do not have the ability to travel. They don't. So why present it as if it's something, that everyone's going to be able to do? It's like, no, it's bullshit. This kind of goes to my rant about expats. Like, yeah, some people do it because their company asks them to go there because it's cheaper, or maybe they're observing, or whichever. Okay. All right. But outside of that, there are plenty of people who left the United States because of Trump or the American nationalist attitude. And to me, I don't care what these people's opinions are, because guess what? You're always going to be an American in some way. Much the same way as, if you're German and you come to the U.S., to a point, you're always going to be German. You're going to have those cultural aspects that make you German, right? Just the same thing as Americans. That's the whole thing. But I can't tell you how much I dislike these expats who want to make all these reports about, well, I don't like taxes. Oh, shut up, libertarian. Whenever I hear someone complain about taxes, I'm just going to say, okay, libertarian. We shall not be infringed upon. My taxes. Whatever. If you don't like taxes, you're going to get fucked over in another way, But it's okay because my corporations, right? Just fuck off. I don't like expats. They just think that, they're better off. Oh, I live in another country now. Oh, yes. The thing is, that you're still imprinting your culture on to them, You can claim to be, someone who's so respectful of these other nations and all that. Oh, yes. Oh, but guess what? You still have a family that lives in the U.S. And look, I'm going to I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I'm going to say this. Americanism is a disease. It is. Americanism is a disease. This idea of, well, we can make things better, or racism is bad. We need to abolish whiteness. I don't think it exists the same way it does in the United States. You also have the folks, I imagine, that are like, super atheistic and everything else like that. And of course, they're just like, once they get to these other countries, I can't really talk about it the same way. It's the same thing with Russell Bentley. Russell Bentley being Mr. Yeah, we need to legalize weed, bro. He doesn't say that shit, does he? Because guess what? Russia, Ukraine, they see cannabis as Western influence. So guess what, Russell Bentley? You're not going to get your weed, bro. And of course, he had, like I said before, in his book, I remember seeing a clip of it. And he talked about the fact that that there was a black dude in his Essence of Time battalion that he was a part of. And they were hassling him when they went to a club or some sort of nonsense. But the thing is, man, is that the world is a different place. And, that, they don't see everything the way that you see it. And to me is that you're never going to be one of them. And I know this comes from a perspective of someone that's never left the United States. But it's like, look, man, you're never going to be one of them. And they don't want your culture. They don't want you around. They may like your money, but they don't want you to promote all that whack shit. They don't want you to promote all that shit like, well, actually, racism is bad. It's just like they're going to tell you to fuck off. They're going to be respectful to a point, but a lot of folks are going to be looking at you like, what the fuck is this fool talking about? I dislike expats because they just think they're so full of themselves. And it really comes down to the fact that I just don't have the money that they do. I don't have the luxury to drop everything and hop a flight down to Costa Rica or go down to, Brazil or something like that, or go over to the Netherlands or whatever the case may be. I don't have that type of fucking money. And I know they're going to say, oh, well, what about the backpackers and all this? And they find deals. I know. I get it. But it's like in general, most folks in the U.S. do not have that ability. And I know where there's a will, there's a way. I know there are plenty of exceptions to what I'm saying. I do realize it. But there are a lot of folks that talk this shit. And it's just like, bruh, most people do not have that ability. So I find it hugely elitist to think, oh, yeah, well, we have the ability to and you don't. Nah. It's just a sort of, oh, well, I hate America and everything it's about. Ugh. But you're still coping, about the fact that, you're still going to be an American, Anyway, I think I've repeated a lot of bullshit that I've said before. Hopefully y'all enjoy this and see you later. Goodbye.